Okay, from Mahoning County, Boardman High School has been recognized annually as a national award-winning school for its music program. Their director is the drumming force with the big band sound of Packard. Please welcome Mr. Thomas Ruggieri in the Boardman High School Jazz Ensemble 1.
Thank you so much. This is Boardman High School Jazz Ensemble 1 with a little bit of help. You might have noticed. Of course, it's hard to tell. Like all the other bands had these guys wearing full beards and everything. But we got the oldest in here. Okay, so this week, there's an orchestra trip, there's a choir trip, there's a stage crew trip, and there's all kinds of things going on. So we almost couldn't make it, but Mr. Groth allowed me to put some ringers in. This is a former classmate of mine and now a colleague. This is Mr. Timothy Harker. You recognize him from the big band sound of Packard. Thank you, Mr. Harker, for filling in. On the bass is a former student of mine. Vinny, I know I ask you this every time. When did you graduate? 2009, class of 2009, Boardman Jazz Ensemble. This is Vinny Bavakwa. And the gentleman in the back, Mr. Timothy Toot. I gotta tell you about him. Mr. Groth, this is like a full circle moment for us. Because 26 years ago, Mr. Groth retired as band director at Boardman, and I took over for him. This is my 37th year teaching, 26th at Boardman, and I've got like 32 days left of being a teacher. And taking over for me is Mr. Timothy Toot. And we are delighted that he got the job. So, thank you, gentlemen, for filling in for us tonight. That was a Count Basie piece called Down for the Count, written and arranged by Frank Foster. That featured our saxophone section, featured Dylan Carpenter on piano, Dominic Belcastro on the trumpet, and William Smith Jr. on the trombone. And I might take a second to mention right now that William Smith, stand up, Billy, and Aiden May are two members of this year's OMEA All-State Jazz Ensemble. We're really proud of them for that. We're going to continue with a Chick Corea composition arranged by a good friend of ours. He was our guest artist a few years ago, Mike Tomaro. In fact, the big band sound of Packard is playing a few of his arrangements tonight. This one is called Armando's Rumba.
Yeah, not much.
Balfour on trumpet, Jacob Klein on soprano sax, ADA on the drums. We are going to feature Hannah Fennekin on vocals and Alex Wolfgang on tenor sax. But before we do, I've got just a slight criticism of some of my colleagues. I noticed it in Mr. Dye. I noticed a little bit in Mr. Ensemble. Mr. Bennett had a little bit of it. Guys, you move too much when you conduct. You should just stand still. I find it very distracting. I'm kidding, of course. Keep it up. Anybody who saw, and I know a lot of the students in the building tonight and directors saw somebody who makes me look like I'm standing still when he's on stage. We had our BHS Jazz Fest Tuesday with the amazing saxophone talents of Leo P. and Grace Kelly. Thank you. You saw that. Thank you for coming. Yeah, Leo P. is like, he just never stops moving. And I'm not talking about little side steps like I do. I mean, this guy, look him up if you don't know who it is. This is Hannah Fennekin singing something from the Great American Songbook, Irving Berlin's Blue Skies. I want to thank Mr. Groth and Mr. Karaoke for having us. Thank Mr. Garber for letting us use his piano. And once again, thank Vinny Vivacqua, Tim Harker, and Tim Toot.